Hi, today we're going to be taking a look at this Peak semiconductor component analyzer. I purchased this off eBay for spares or repair and I paid £26 for it plus £4 postage. In the listing it said it comes up with an error saying internal test failed, fault code 2. So now I have pressed the buttons on this to see what it was doing, and now it comes up low battery. And it thinks that it's got some kind of diode network attached to it, when it actually hasn't got anything connected to it. So there's obviously something wrong with it. But when I did first switch it on and then I pressed the buttons a few times, it came up with this error instead of the error that it was originally displaying. So I don't know what caused that. So let's take it apart, let's see if we can see what's going on with it, and let's see if we can hopefully repair it. So it looks like you need to remove those 3 screws at the back. Let's switch it off first. I'll just grab a screwdriver. Right, let's just zoom down a bit. It doesn't look like there's a lot in this. Let's see what we can see. Well, I can see a little Peak microcontroller there. I'll just find something to point with. A Peak 16F, it looks like 886. Zoom down a bit more if I can. And then we've got a 74HC4051. I think that's like a switch or a multiplexer or something. And it looks like there's another one here. 324, is that an LM324 op amp? Looks like we've possibly got a little power supply here, or a voltage regulator. And it looks like the inputs come in here. So I'm wondering whether somebody's connected a capacitor up or something that's had charge in it, and it's blown something on the input side of things possibly. Anyway, I'll unplug the battery and we'll get the meter out and we'll try. Looks like there's 3 diodes here. Perhaps one of those has gone short or something. Right, I'll just zoom out a bit so I can get the meter in shot. Now let's go on diode check. Let's see what we get on those diodes. Right, well we seem to have some kind of short going on there, I think. And that appears to be a different one. So I think I'll bring the microscope in. We'll take one of those diodes out and then we'll measure it out of circuit, just in case there's something else further down the line blown. And you might have to excuse my voice at the minute because I've been a bit under the weather for the last few days. Right, I'll get the microscope sorted out. So I've got the microscope set up and it looks like this red wire is the one that goes to this point here. And then to here. So I'm just going to put some fresh solder on this diode just to make it easier to remove, and then we'll use the rework station to remove it. Right, just put a bit of flux on there first. Right, I'm just going to use some hot air now. Now I'll zoom down a bit with this. And this is the ATTEN ST-862D rework station that I'm using. and I've got the temperature set to 400 degrees and it's about 3% airflow. There we go. That's going to be a bit awkward to measure. Actually, let's just see if we get any shorts. Yeah, interesting. It mightn't actually be that diode, because we've still got a short across these two pins. And I thought I just briefly got on the diode there, and it seemed to, like, I heard a beep. Let's see if I can just... Yeah, looks like the diode's okay. Let's have a look, see where we're going next then. Let's just have a look over this circuit, because we didn't actually do that, and it's usually good to have a bit of a look around first, just a visual inspection, just in case there's any other problems. So you never know, might be a big hole in one of these chips or something. Let's see if I can adjust that a bit better. So we've definitely got a short somewhere. I wonder if one of these chips has failed. So let's see where these wires go. So the three terminals come in here. They go through these diodes. Let's take this one, see where that goes. I take it that one goes through there. So it looks like the three of them may end up here. Let's have a look on the back of the board. And there's some links go just about straight up. So I'd say they probably go to this chip here then, which is this op amp. Right, I think I'll put this diode back on, and then we'll get the thermal camera out, and we'll see if any of these ICs are getting hot. I think it might be the easiest way to do it. Try and get this round the right way. Right, just going to give that a little bit of a clean up with some IPA. And I had somebody asking what the IPA is, and it's isopropyl alcohol, and it's a 99%. You can buy it from places like Amazon or eBay or wherever, so it's quite easy to come by. Right, I'll get the microscope out of the way and we'll get the thermal camera out. Right, let's put this back in its case a second. And we'll put the battery in. And I'll just grab the thermal camera. Right, I'll just zoom out a fraction. So this is the Kaiweets KTI-W02. So let's switch this on. Right, well, looks like that chip there is getting warm. And we've got a voltage regulator getting warm there as well. Some other component, but it definitely seems like that chip there is getting a bit warm. Yeah, I mean that's 46, 47 degrees that, so that shouldn't be getting that hot. And I guess the voltage regulator is getting hot because that chip's probably got a short in it. I'll just zoom down a little bit more there just to see if you can get a bit better in shot. Right, let's see what that IC is then. I think it was a 4051 if I remember right. I'll just switch this back off, actually it's already gone off. Yeah, it does feel a little bit warm. Yeah, 74HC4051. Right, so I don't know whether we should remove that and then see if the short disappears. I think that may be the best thing to try. Right, I'll set the microscope back up. Right, I've got the microscope set up. I'm just going to put a bit of flux on this chip first. And I might put a bit of low melt solder on this one, just to make it easier to remove. And as easy as that. Right, let's get some solder wick and we'll just clean that up. And let's do some IPA now with the cotton bud. Right, let's see if that short's gone now. Let's go on the diode, check again. And we've still got a short there. Let's see if we can work out where this pin goes. Yeah, so it must go from underneath here, up, across to here, and then up to this point here. So I wonder if this op-amp's faulty. There's another wire comes here. I don't know where that one goes. Let's see if we can see where that goes. Actually looks like it might go to this point here. Yeah, it looks like it goes pretty much straight up from there to here, and then there's another wire just next to it. So if we look for two together on this side, yeah, so it goes to there. So I wonder if it's taken out two ICs. And that goes to here and then seems to disappear underneath the display, so I'm not sure where it goes after that. So I wonder if this op-amp's faulty as well. So we've got a short here. I'm just trying to work this out a second. And that goes to there. And also to there. I think I might take this op-amp off. We'll see if that gets rid of the short. Right, I'm just going to put a bit of flux on again. And I'm going to use some low melt solder again on this chip. Right, let's see if the short is still there now. And the answer is yes. So, does that point go to here? Or does it go straight at this chip? It looks like it goes straight to this IC. Let's just hope it's not the PIC chip that's at fault, because I'll not be able to replace that because it'll have obviously software in there that I don't have. But it could be that the I/O pin here has been fried, because it literally goes from there straight into the chip by the look of things. Let's just try on ohms. And I don't want to really be injecting voltage into here just in case it goes to the processor and fries it, and it's not fried. But we shouldn't be getting a short on here. So we don't on the other ones. Just give this a bit of a clean up first. I might have to remove from that solder as well with some solder wick. I'm just trying to work out if there's anything else that I've missed here. I mean, I could remove the main processor and see if that gets rid of the short, and then we know if it's that chip or not as well. But I would have thought that multiplexer or switching IC there would have been the problem. Right, I'm going to clean these pads up. Right, so I thought I'd just put the battery in just to see what it does with those two chips removed. And interestingly enough, when you press the power button, this was the original fault. Self-test fail, code 2, and then it just switches off. So I think what I'm going to try and do is remove this PIC chip, just to see if the short's on that. Again, I'm just going to use some low melt solder on it. I might use some hot air on this one, and it should make it a lot easier to come off now it's had some low melt solder put on it. So I'll just get the rework station. Right, let's see if this short's gone now then. Right, well, the short's gone. Well, that's not good news then, is it? Because it looks like the short is actually on the main processor. Because it goes to this pin here. So just go back onto that point there. So it was the 4th pin up on the IC. There we go. I don't think we should be getting 3.2 ohms between those two pins on this chip. I'll see if I can find the pin out for this chip and we'll just see what those pins actually are. Right, back in a moment. Right, so I've just had a look at the data sheet of the chip, and pin 11, which is this one here, is TC0, which is an IO pin. I think the one below it's TC1, so these are all IO pins down this side. So if we go from there, and pin 20, which is this one here, is the supply into the chip. Just make sure I'm on there. And we've got a 3 ohm short between those two pins. If I go into this pin, for instance, you can see it's 385k. So this chip's definitely blown. So I've emailed Peak, who make these test meters, to see if they'll send us a replacement IC. So we'll see what response we get from them. Well, I got a response from Peak, and I was quite shocked by it, because I've emailed other companies in the past, such as Fleur when I've had a problem with the thermal camera, and I think it was Fimer when I had a problem with the solar inverter, asking them for spares, or even one of them was just a service code to access a service menu, and both of them were very unhelpful. But this company, I was totally shocked by the response. It was pretty much, yeah, send us your address details and I'll pop you one in the post. It wasn't even, it's £5.95 plus VAT and £3 postage. It was like, just give us your address and I'll stick one in the post for you. I was like, wow. So I had to phone this guy up and chat with him, because I thought, you know, the customer service is quite exceptional. So I had a bit of chat with them and explained that, you know, I've got the YouTube channel and I'd volunteer in our local repair cafe. And he said that he too enjoys repairing electronic items and things himself. So we had a good little chat, and, you know, really nice guy. And then about an hour later, after I'd sent my address details over, I received another email from them. And I'll just pull this one up on the screen so you can have a look. And it pretty much goes along the lines of, thank you for your quick reply and call too. I'm very interested in what you're doing. To be honest, it's right up my street, and I love repairing things in my spare time. I'm preparing your pre-programmed pick today for your DCA55. You mentioned you do work at a repair cafe. Well, for my repair work, I use our ESR 70 Gold a great deal, especially for old items that contain electrolytic capacitors. So I'm going to pop an ESR 70 Gold in the post for you, and your DCA55 chip will be lurking in the same box. We're a small family firm, and we're proud to design and manufacture everything here in the UK. Even the plastic mouldings are made in the UK. We also know what it's like to receive good and bad service from companies, so we're proud to look after people. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Kind regards, Jeremy. I mean, what a lovely little company. Why don't we have more companies like this? You know, sort of all these big corporates which just don't really care about the customers. All they want to do is just sell you another product. So yeah, that was really a quite stark contrast from what I used to. So like I say, I was genuinely shocked by that response. So yeah, really good company. I couldn't fault them for customer service. So let's see what's in the box that he sent. I'll just open this up. So we've got the ESR Gold that he said he'd included. And I guess this is the little pick chip in here. Let's see if I can get that open. And what's this? Interesting contraption there. DCA55 self-test. Alright, okay. Apparently it does a self-test when it's powered on. And this little circuit here gives a beep, a crackle, or a silence if there's any other problems with it. So we can use this to actually test the unit to make sure it's actually working correctly. So that's very kind of you as well, Jeremy. Thank you very much for that, sir. And again, thanks for the ESR 70. I'm sure we'll put it to good use. Right, I'll just put that to one side for now. and then we'll get on with this repair. And that's the pre-programmed pick here. I'll just zoom down a little bit so we can get a closer look. Yeah. I also ordered a replacement LM324. Well, I thought I'd get a couple just in case, I usually do. And some 74HC4051D multiplexers. Right, so let's see if we can get this thing repaired. So I'm going to bring the microscope in, just so we've got a better view of it. And then we'll solder in the new chips, and hopefully it all works. Right, let's go and set the microscope up. Right, so I've got the microscope set up. I think what I'm going to do first is just apply a bit of solder to this top pin here. I'll just try and get the chip in place. Something a bit like that. I'll just do this bottom leg as well just to secure it. Right, now I'm going to add some flux. I'm just going to run the sort of iron down, and that's my plan anyway. Let's see how well that works. Let's do this side as well. I'll put one in this corner first as well. I think that should do for that side. I'm just going to turn this around a little bit so I've got a bit easier access to it. Right, I think that'll do for that one. So we'll get one of those 4051s out. Yeah, there we go. I think I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to put a little blob of solder on the first pin there. Something like that. And just apply some flux now. And just do the same on this side. I'm just going to get one of the LM324s. Right, so again, put a little bit of solder on that pad. And just get some flux on it again. And I think that's about it. So I'm just going to put some IP on here now. We'll just clean these up. And just remove any excess flux. Right, I think that should be it then. So let's see if it works. I'll just get the microscope out of the way. Right, got the microscope out of the way. Let's get the battery. And put it in the right way. Let's just see what it does. Just notice we've got a programming header as well. I'll just zoom out a little bit. I'll just connect this little test thing up there. Well, I heard a beep. Now set the contrast with the left button. Right, so we can set the contrast. So I guess that's it. Let's just try it on something like a diode. Well, that seems to work. I'll just grab a transistor here. I know that's the base. Right, so I think that seems to be it. So we'll put it back in the case. I'll just switch it off. I'll just try another component here. These are those dodgy MOSFETs that I got from AliExpress, which were totally fakes. I think the button got stuck there. It's detecting it as a MOSFET, so. But what a great little company, eh? So if you've had any dealings with this company, I'd be interested to hear in the comments below. So just down here. So I think we'll call this one a fix then. But I couldn't have done it without Jeremy, because I wouldn't have had the code to program into this chip even if I'd bought a replacement chip. So, right then, if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.